Oh, when I have glamorous ladies here, we always try to arrange the commercials so that they somehow fit. Liquid Plumber, the solution to clogged drains, no matter what size your family. That's known as a lead out to a commercial. The unpleasant household odors was the lead in to the other one. My next guest took over a television studio in a year in which it lost over $600,000 as I read it, and let's see, 600, I wrote it down, and $65,000. And 6 years later, she sold it for $17 million, which is not bad for a girl who was fired by Ziegfeld. But that's probably not the most interesting thing about her. The most interesting thing about her is that she's one of the great comic actresses I think that this country has produced. We welcome, please, a sort of American institution, I think it's safe to say, Lucille Ball. Why did you suddenly change your posture there?
I saw where you were looking.
Oh. It's a relief. No one on tonight's show has worn hot pants. Last night, Carol Channing and Marlo Thomas.
You were up to here in hot pants, weren't you?
I was. They had more skin showing than I have, I think, last night. It was too much.
Well, I have hot pants, but I'm saving them. You've been gone 2 weeks.
Talk that way in front of your daughter.
Yes.
I called you an American institution, which sounds a bit...
You did?
...much when you're in the introduction, yeah. But that's safe to say, I think. There's no... You're sort of a landmark, like...
How old do you have to be an institution?
Well, there's some new institutions. There's some...
I don't mind. I really like it.
You were fired by Ziegfeld. Can you remember that?
Indeed, I can.
Remember the moment?
Yes, I can.
I never heard you tell that.
No, I've never told it.
Next question is, am I about to hear you tell it?
Well, yes. It's hard to believe. But when I came to this town, all I knew about was trying to get into vaudeville. And I never got near even an agent. I never got inside a building, an office, anything that had anything to do with vaudeville. But finally, some girls that I met that were starving along with me were going to a call at the Ziegfeld Theater.
Casting call?
Yes, for a third road show of Rio Rita. It's many, many years ago. And I made it. I made the call. I was chosen. One of, I don't know how many, I've forgotten. And I kept that job for 5 days. That was the longest I'd ever kept any job. That was just in rehearsal, of course. Yeah. And at the end of 5 days, they just very, culled us out like that. That's it. Goodbye.
Not even sweet about it.
Well, they didn't even know our names. So I was so terrified because I'd already written home and told everyone that I was a Ziegfeld girl. I didn't say that I was just going on the road and something, but it sounded great in Jamestown, New York. And I was out on the street, literally. Even the theater is gone now. But I was right out there on that street, whatever it was, where the Ziegfeld Theater was, and I was crying. And I just wouldn't leave the area, wouldn't leave the premises. Everybody else had gone home, but I just stood there crying. And a man came out. His name, I think, was Henry Sharp. I'm not sure. He's dead now. But he was a right-hand man of Mr. Ziegfeld. And he said, "What's the matter?" And I told him. And I was sobbing. And he said, "Well, it's ridiculous to stand there and cry. There are other jobs." He didn't know that I had never been anywhere near a job before that. And he said, "The thing for you to do is just go on about your life, find another job." Well, sounded so sad. And he walked away, and I followed him for about 2 blocks like an idiot, and sobbing and being you've never heard this either, Lucie. And I just cried so. And he finally said, will you go away? Stop following me. You get me arrested. Go away. So I stopped, and I turned the other way, and I went toward Fifth Avenue. And I remember saying, I've got to kill myself. I've got to die. I can't tell anybody at home what's happened to me. So I tried to figure how I'd do it.
You were serious?
Oh, yes. I was
depressed?
Not quite serious enough to do it, but I thought I was. I was so depressed. Well, I was only 16. Yeah. And I walked toward Fifth Avenue, and a big limousine passed. Huge limousine. I hadn't seen anything that big in my life. And I thought, if you're going to get hit by a big one. In case you don't die, you know. So I tried to throw myself in front of the limousine. Instead of that, it just stopped. So I picked myself up and I went on back to my little room. That was the end of my suicide attempt.
And if it hadn't,
It's true, though.
if that car had been going faster, I would be talking to an empty chair.
2 empty chairs.
Yeah. That's
Quick
true.
thinking. You're right about that. Pardon me, ladies. I have to hold up the shampoo. And now a shampoo that does more than shampoo from Breck. Watch.
I'm glad.